Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. The main clue to a six-figure man. Now, ladies, I know there's some back and forth going on, especially in these spaces about, the high-value man, the six-figure man. I know women working for it. But look, I'm going to just be real with you. A lot of times, y'all not going to see the six-figure man because of one thing. Men who are really making that much money aren't walking around with a sign that says six figures. You can't tell. Seriously, you really can't tell. All you got is some superficial stuff. I mean, how you gonna tell by the clothes he's wearing? Come on, let's be real. How many of y'all are that much of a connoisseur of clothing to know if somebody got some expensive stuff on? And even then, that don't mean they pay full price. Like anybody who's followed my other stuff and maybe check me out on IG or seen some of the videos I've had on Rom TV, I'm Mr. Ralph Lauren. I love me some polos, but I never pay full price for them. I get them from an outlet that's near me, and very good clothing. It's cheaper. Yeah, first of all, you walk in, it's cheaper, and then you still get another discount. So it's like I'm paying if it's $100 shirt, I might pay $30. And the reason I'm saying that is you can't tell by you can't tell what someone is by what they wearing, how much they making, because anybody could buy the clothing. So check, you can't tell by that. You can't tell by their car because, they could have that fancy car, but then they live at home with their mama. I actually knew some guys like that and I remember I first met this dude back in the 90s. He had this $500 a month car, real high priced and everything. And, in 90s money, that's a lot of money. That's a high payment. That's probably a $1,000 payment now. He lived at home. So I'm like, all right, so you can't tell by that. You can't tell by how someone is dressed or looked. You can't tell by their haircut because, please, you got some regular barbers. They could get a regular price and bless somebody. You can't physically tell if a man's six figures, right? But there is a clue. There's a clue, but the important part of this clue is you actually have to get to know the man. You have to get to know the man. Because, see, here's the thing with a six-figure man. He got to stay busy to make that money. See, that's the thing. There's so much talk about six-figure men. And, I see a lot of ladies, they talking about what they want this man to do for them and stuff. But the reality is, if he's going to make six figures, he got to stay busy. Now, I can think there's a few things that someone could do to make a lot of money without working hard. And that's usually maybe somebody on social media. Like I know this dude on social media. I ain't going to call his name. But he probably works about 20 hours a week, but he makes six figures. But the way he carries himself, you wouldn't know it. He actually lives below his means, which is something else too. You really never know who's a six-figure guy just from looking at the external stuff. Because you do have plenty of men who live quite below their means. Like I know this dude who, he was making big money. He might be making $250,000 now, to be honest. But this dude lived very plainly. He had a decent car, but it was more like a regular economy car. And he also had a hoopty he drove around. Lived in a very small house, but he owned several pieces of property. And if you saw how he dressed, how he carried himself, on the surface, he didn't look like it. And that's my whole point. But there is a clue. There is a clue. And it really is how much they working for. Because first of all, when y'all meet a guy, they cool and stuff. Give him a shot. Give him a shot. Don't be like, oh, you broke or something. Like, you can't tell somebody's broke. You don't know. But you can tell if he's always busy, he's always working. That's the clue. Like I said, you might have an exception. Like I said, I know one exception. I know one exception personally. But most other guys, if they're going to work, make six figures, they putting in 60 a week. They putting in, even a lot of guys on social media, they put in a lot of hours to make their money. Like you got some YouTube cats who are probably making six figures, but they do a lot of work. They do a lot of work. And then if somebody is a professional, if somebody's a doctor, attorney, CPA, financial advisor, they putting in a lot of hours. They putting in a lot of time. Now, see, why is this is important? Because I've encountered a lot of women who the biggest reason they don't deal with a particular guy is he don't have time for them. He don't have time to spend that much time. He can give them a little bit of time. And then the woman's complaining and stuff. He's like, well, he ain't spending time. He ain't do. Well, how can he? He got to work, especially if you looking at him as a six-figure man. If that's your main thing to look at him, okay, all right. It ain't something I advise personally, but, I can advise whatever I want. We know y'all going to do what y'all want to do. In all fairness, men going to do what they want to do. I'm just saying being realistic. That guy's going to put in some hours. He's going to put in some time. So if a man got too much time to spend with you, too much time, man, he can just call you up and say, yeah, let's just do this, hang out with you and stuff. He probably ain't making six figures unless you get that one guy who's living off a trust fund, but you probably have a better chance of winning the lottery. But seriously, the guy's got to work. And see, the thing is, if he's working, he's not going to feel like dealing with a lot of bull from a woman. He ain't. I'm just going to be real with you, because his main thing, if a man is working, he working hard to make that money, he got enough stress. So it's like, if you meet that guy, look, here's the thing. If you meet that guy, you want to hook up with him and everything, one, you got to have some stuff outside your life. He can only spend so much time with you. Two, when he does be around you, you need to be peaceful. Because he's working hard. He's probably stressed out. The majority of men who are making that much money, the majority, got to work hard. They got to work hard. Even if they in entertainment, people don't realize. Like, let me use an example. Like, say it's a big comedian or something. People don't know how much work they got to do behind the scenes. Those jokes just don't flow off of them. They got to write those jokes. They got to perform. They got to practice. They got to do a lot of stuff. So the guy is working hard. So the main clue, what you want to look for in a man who may be making that much money, how hard is he working? Like I said, if he got too much time to hang around you or something, he ain't making six figures. He ain't making six figures if he got too much time to hang around you. He don't got something else. And see, that's another thing, too. He's going to have a life outside of you regardless. He ain't just sit around, wait for you to come around and just going to drop everything for you. So he's going to be busy. So even for his fun stuff, he's going to be busy. By the time you meet him, he already got something to do beyond work. He got a life beyond you. And that's the main thing a woman has to think about. Indeed, there's a lot, despite what people think, there's a lot of women out there, they don't want that high price man because they realize he don't have time to spend with them. There's a lot of women out there who rather grab that 9-to-5 teacher or somebody working a regular job for the simple fact, he can spend more time with them. But that's another conversation. But just know now, the main clue to that a man you meet might be a six-figure man is how busy he stays. How busy he stays. Very important. Everything else, how he dressed, how he wearing his clothes, a vehicle, ain't saying much. It's not saying much. So anyway, that's all. I want y'all to think on that, ladies. And I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.